Yeah, it'll be in the Guinness Book of World
Oh,
Records.
yeah.
Miscegenations out down the list. Steve Ellis was his shirt said captain, I said crew.
All right, how are y'all feeling today?
Good.
Happy Monday! Anything bugging anybody today? No, not birthday. Is anything bugging you today?
Oh.
Nothing? No. Okay. All right. Well, we'll start off cross-legged today. Y'all can close your eyes. Get into our Zen moment here. Just take a few deep breaths. Let those shoulders relax. Hopefully, the week has not stressed you out yet. It's just Monday. So let that breath come from a little lower in your body. So anything that's in your chest, or if it's up near your collarbones, around your neck, and you breathe in, try to make that come from lower. So expanding through the rib cage, pressing your belly forward to inhale. And remember, this time at the beginning where we're getting quiet is the time that you can set a goal for yourself or some kind of intention for getting through this time. So if you're just trying to get some movement in, then that's your goal for the day. If you came here to decompress, just make sure that your mind is clear. Work on making that mind clear. Work on leaving all the busy stuff outside of this time, out of your brain. Or if you have a specific area of your body that you want to work on, make sure you pay extra special attention when we are working near that area to see what feels good or what you need to maybe add into some daily practice if you do that. Big breath in, we're going to exhale and walk the fingertips forward. Let those shoulders fall down from the ears. Inhale to draw it up, head up and down a few times. Lifting through the forehead and then lifting through the crown of the head. Rounding a couple times. And big breath in, exhale to fold forward. And maybe take those hands and stretch off to one side. And then move through the center, stretch off to the other side. Back to the center, we're going to bring it on up. You can place those hands behind you, open the chest towards the ceiling. Take a few breaths. All right, we're going to come back, straight up and down. We're going to leave, we're going to put one hand off to the side, a little easy stretch over to one side. Just maybe taking a breath while we're there, and then we'll move through the center, place the hand on the other side, and we're going to go back and forth, reaching to one side and then the other. Nice, easy breathing. You can stretch a little longer on one side if you need to. Couple more passes. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to leave one foot in, send the other foot out to the side, making a figure four, but off to the side today. Okay, and first thing, we'll just sit up nice and tall. If this is already stretching through your hips, then just hang out here. If it feels fairly easy, you can take one hand and stretch out towards your extended leg. And you can keep the hand behind you if you need the extra support. Otherwise, both arms can reach. And bring the body up. Let's place one hand behind us, other hand on top of the thigh, and little twists. And one more time, back to the front. We're going to really try to reach with that opposite arm this time. So try to stretch that arm over, reaching toward that foot, taking deep breaths. And as you finish here, you're going to bring the body up. We're going to move this inside foot out away from us just a little bit. Back leg is going to flip and turn behind us. So now we're making a 90-90. You can just turn if you need extra space. So if you can, you'll have lots of space between your heel and your knee. If you can't do that because it's too much of a strain on your front hip, then you can actually pull that leg in a little bit. Okay, so having that leg out in front of us, we're just going to turn toward the front leg and lower through those hips for a sec. So stretching out through this back hip some, allowing this front hip to open. And we're going to start to move those hands forward, allowing the belly button to reach toward the inside of your thigh. And you can stop at any of those sticking points. So if you feel like you're already stretching, you can just hang out at a certain angle and then continue on if your muscles are relaxed. A few more breaths here. And you can stay here longer if you want, but when you're ready, we're going to come up out of that shape. We're going to keep one arm on the ground next to us, reach the other arm back toward your backside shin. So we're going to try to lean over or just anchor on. And if this is an easier position for you, if you don't need the support, then you can stretch with both arms. If it's too much of a strain, just keep that arm behind you. Then we're gonna inhale to come on up. Give yourself a second. You can rock those knees side to side. Get a whole bunch of hip stretching. Relaxing through those hip joints. And then we're gonna meet in a figure 4 on the other side. So when you're ready, you'll send the other leg out nice and straight. And then bend the opposite knee this time. So we're going to the opposite side. Now I'm sideways on my mat because this feels better on my heel. If the floor is hurting your heel, remember you can just turn sideways if you need to. Okay, so first thing, we're just sitting up nice and tall. And make sure our hips can handle that position. And we're facing kind of sideways from our figure 4. So rather than looking straight at our leg is actually over here off to the side, kind of more like a straddle. And then if you're comfortable, you can reach that same side arm down toward your ankle. Start to push through with your other hand. And then if you feel like you can reach with both, go ahead and stretch both hands out. And let that lower back release. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale, place an arm behind us, other hand on top of the thigh, and we're twisting away from this extended leg. One more breath in. On the exhale, we're going to turn toward that extended leg, and let's reach with 2 hands all the way out. And relax through that lower back. And we're going to come on up. We're going to take that inside leg, move it away from our thigh. Opposite leg is going to bend in the other direction. So once again, 90-90s, this time with the opposite leg in front. So working on it first, just get nice and tall, stretching out through those hips. We're trying to feel like we're sinking those hips toward the mat. And once again, if you can't get a lot of rotation through this hip, you can pull that in and it'll give you a little bit less strain in your front hip. Same thing with the back leg. As you're ready, you can start to move those hands forward, just angling the torso. And wherever you find a sticking point, you can hang out there for a sec and just stretch in that shape. If you decide you want to go all the way to the floor, then go ahead on down. One more breath here. Take your time. We're gonna inhale when you're ready. We're gonna take one arm and stretch it back towards your back leg. Other hand's gonna support you on the floor. We're gonna go into a side bend. And if you feel like you can handle this position, then stretch over with both arms. Otherwise, don't strain yourself. You can have that hand next to you so you don't fall over. One more breath in. Exhale, we're gonna come on up out of that shape. Let's get off of hands and knees. We'll go on to, get off our butt, go on to hands and knees. And we're gonna wag a little bit side to side. Let those hips relax. There's a whole bunch of hip stretching. Okay, so starting off in neutral, we're gonna go through cat and cow. Inhale, lift the forehead and tailbone. And then exhale to round, pushing up away from the floor. And then we'll inhale, lift the forehead and the tailbone. Kind of relax that belly button so it feels like it's sinking toward the mat. Big breath in, exhale to round. You're hugging a big old bowl. So tuck your hips under, let your shoulders round forward. Let your forehead sink toward the floor. So we're going to return to neutral. Go ahead and pull those shoulders down to your ears. We're going to take a big breath in. As you exhale, reach out with one arm, but try to lift that arm as high as you can. So body's going to stay straight, but we're lifting that arm nice and active. Nice and strong through those shoulders. One more breath in. On the exhale, we're going to lower that arm down. Keep those shoulders pulled down from the ears. Big breath in. Exhale, other arm's going to come up and same thing. We're actively working through that shoulder, trying to pick that arm up as high as your shoulder will let you go. One more breath in. We're going to exhale, lower that arm down. Let's send the knees out wide. Bring the big toes together. Walk those hands way forward and then stretch on back. So big stretch now through the shoulders. The hips should feel pretty relaxed. We did a whole lot of hip stretching earlier, so allow your hips to sink toward the mat, but then also open through the chest. As you exhale, try to relax more through your upper back and through your chest. Give it 3 more deep breaths. You can stay there a little longer if you'd like, but when you're ready, we're going to come on forward. And we're going to be moving into downward dog. We're going to go through a plank to get there though, so start with your hands underneath your shoulders. Send those feet back. Start off with the back and hips nice and flat. Nice and strong for your midsection. And then just inch those toes forward and pick the hips up toward the ceiling, moving the weight back off of your wrists, stretching through those ankles and through your calves. Couple more breaths. When you're ready, we're going to walk the feet forward, walk the hands back. And we're going to come all the way up to standing. So knees forward, hips forward, and then stand all the way up. Very good. All right, big inhale, bring the hands up. Turning off to the side and exhale, big circle. Again, big breath in. Reaching those hands back, turning off to the side. Exhale in a circle. And again, breathe in. Reaching those arms back, turning. Exhale. Making a circle with those arms. One more time, big breath in. Turning off to the side. And exhale. Awesome. Last little bit, we're just going to go into a warrior. So let's put the feet out nice and wide. Turning the toes of one foot out to the side. Okay, and starting off with hips directly underneath your shoulders, so nice and strong here. We're going to move that body weight forward, bring those hands up over the legs. And then make sure you have lots and lots of space between those feet. So try to stretch that front foot out really far so you've got your knee directly over your ankle. Did all kinds of stretchy stuff there at the beginning for the hips and groin, so we're kind of using that now. Two more breaths. Okay, we're gonna straighten up that leg, relax those arms. Let's bring the back foot in, turn the front foot out, and now same thing. We want to make sure those hips are square, move the weight forward over that front leg, and you can bring those arms up. Try to make sure that your shoulders are stacked directly over your hips, so we're not leaning forward, we're just shifting our weight over our legs. Remember, nice and strong, nice and open through those hips. One more breath in. On the exhale, you can relax those arms. Let's bring that foot pointing forward again. Relax those hips back, stretch the hands down toward the floor. So from here, we're going to be going into our last pose. We'll be resting either on our belly or on our backs. So take your time getting down to the floor. Pick a position that is most comfortable for you. We're going to go ahead and relax out these last couple of minutes here. Got 1 more minute to rest here. Whenever you're all done for today, you can wiggle around and just sit up as you finish. All right, how are y'all feeling? Yay, we did it! Great job, everybody.
That was really good.